Alright guys, so we're doing a Truhart install. We're doing the struts, shocks, whatever you want to call them. I actually started taking it apart. You can hear my shitty ass connector to my hose over there. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to take both these bolts off. And you're going to either going to want to get a wrench or one of these. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks. Boom. So that's a 14. And then you have a 5mm wrench that you have to fit in here to hold this thing. You see how it rotates. So you're just going to slam it all the way up against there. Boom. Release them. Next thing are these 14s right here. Hi, what's up? So, a lot of people don't like doing this side because they say it's tricky. I've only done this is my third time doing it on a 9th. First time doing it on my car. What I found is easiest to do is you're going to want to get a jack. You're going to put it under the assembly and start jacking this thing up. And once you get it up close enough to this, get this one on first, right? Put this bolt in. And I'm telling you guys, don't ever tighten these things with air tools. You mess up these bushings, you squish this thing just a little bit, you guys don't even, I'm not even gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Just don't do it. Use hand tools, use torque spec. I'm not sure on the torque specs on these, usually like 42 pounds. I don't know, I'll look it up. So once you get these guys in, then you start jacking this up. So let me go ahead and go at it. I'll be right back. Remember what I want to tell you guys is while this thing's under load, you see I got the bolts in and stuff, torque everything down while you have this on the jack, because you always want to torque your anything suspension, always torque it down while it's under load. And you'll have guys be like, well, it's just a waste of time and blah 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 blah. Well, they're the guys who go through suspensions and bearings and bushings like nothing. So always do this. Always torque it down while it's under load. Work boots. So guys, got the backs installed. I stripped the fuck out of this. The Allen wrench, I think I turned it too hard and I forgot to put that centerpiece. So there's a sleeve that comes in here. Don't forget to put that in. I forgot to put that in and I stripped the Allen bolt thing. Well, whatever. So you got everything torqued down. See, without that sleeve, it's still pretty solid. So now for the fronts. So you can take off this whole shroud. It's up to you. I'm not gonna do an what do you call it, DIY on how to do it. Look up Pro Civic and they show you how to do it. I'm not going to do the whole shroud. I just took off these parts. Windshield wiper. There, you got to take off this panel first, this panel second. This panel first, windshield wipers, this panel. You take off this little access hole to get to your bolts. Okay, these are all 12s, I think. You're going to go down here. You're going to take off your brake line holder. Like I said, there's another one of those Allen wrench things right here. So I think this is a 12. These two are 19s, 1, 2. And then you're going to take off your ABS cable right here. So you just get pliers, squish that together, and pull this thing out. That's it. I say that's it. A little hint, do the bottom first, get all that done, do all these, 1, 2, leave this one on, have somebody support it underneath, or find some way to support it with maybe bungee cables or something like that, and then let it down, because if you don't, the thing's just going to drop and poof, it's going to suck. So let me go ahead and do this, and I will be right back. Yo Rick, if you're watching this, buy me some new hose fittings, brah. Looks like we need a little. Rinse on the other side. Hey, they broke though. I'll be back. Okay, so for the backs, I'm just using a 22. Okay, again, 5mm Allen with a 14. So it's just like the back top post for the shocks, or the struts, whatever. So 14 and 5mm. Alright guys, so if you're up to this point, you're gonna need the McPherson compressors for your springs, because as you can see, they're a lot lower, a lot more compressed. So you're gonna have to compress these suckers down to where they fit in there, and you know the rest of the story. So let me go at it and get it together, and then I'll be right back. So for more words of wisdom, this thing, you're supposed to put the Allen bolt or Allen wrench in there. You can break this without the Allen wrench. Break it first. Don't put the Allen wrench in there and try to break it, because you will strip this, and if you strip that, you're pretty much screwed. Like I said, I use this wrench, and I'll get like a screwdriver just to kind of pry it in there so you have some leverage. Boom. Break the bolt first without that, and then start using that to loosen it. Alright guys, so it's the next day. You can tell the differences in all this stuff. This is a little tighter, so I couldn't get the bolt going that way, so I had to put the nut on this side so you can see the difference. And this is going to be a 22. The nuts are, well, I used 22. I don't know what exactly they are, but it worked. The other thing, to get this sway on, you're going to want to put a jack on the bar, the sway bar itself. It's just going to be way easier to get it in there. And like I said, put it under load. Torque all this stuff down under load. Always, always, always do that. Even the top struts too. Alright, one last tidbit I wanted to show you guys. Put the sway bar end link in first before you even tighten everything up. I wasn't thinking, because when you tighten everything up, it's gonna have some pressure on it. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to put the jack right here and lift it up a little bit. I mean, either way, but it's easier. I just did it like this, and it took me way less time. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything up, and I'm pretty much done. Let me put the car down, see how it sits, take it for a drive. I'll be back. Alright, so they are working. I think they're still settling a little bit, but the ride's a hell of a lot better, I can tell you that. And the other thing is, for some reason, my exhaust isn't hitting anymore. It hit my sway bar. I don't know why, it's not, so pretty weird. Anyways, the car feels good. It doesn't hurt my back anymore, that's cool. Alright, got everything wrapped up. Oh, that's it. I don't know, I think suspension works pretty easy, but I can see how if somebody went into this, it'd probably seem pretty daunting. You'd be using tools that you don't usually use, which I love. Never get to use spring compressors or weird wrenches that you really only pull out when you do suspension. But don't be scared. I mean, there's tons of walkthroughs out there. Everything's pretty easy. The bolts are minimal. I think probably the hardest thing that you guys will probably have to deal with is removing the springs off the front end. I think that's kind of a pain in the ass, because you got to position the spring compressors a certain way. But don't be afraid. You guys see this, you have questions, I mean, don't be afraid to PM me or ask them in the comments. I'll always get back to you. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching.